Hi, hello, it's Wednesday, hump day. It's the middle of the week. We have a new moon tomorrow. All of the beautiful things are happening. Um, we're going to talk about something really, really important today. So if this video found you, you were meant to find it. And as you can see in the title, it's very intentional because you are in the phase of your journey right now. And our journey is forever changing of preparation. So it's time to go ghost. And if you're new here, I'm Kate the Angel Medium. I put new videos out Monday through Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because I do these authentically. I don't know how else to put it. As you can see, it's real time, not edited. I sit down, I channel Archangel Michael and the angels of the highest Christed light for this specific collective. I'm ready. I'm ready to dive in. I literally ran to my desk. I knew exactly what I wanted to talk about immediately. Although I did get thrown off a little bit because my 82-year-old mother lives with me and she has dementia. And she has some hard days. And today's a little bit harder for her because she's forgotten certain things. And I kind of had to, deal with that really quickly. But we're back. And the energy right now, especially with this new moon tomorrow, I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow. I'm not an astrologist. I am a divine channel. It's all about it's time to go ghost. What does Archangel Michael mean by that? It is time for you to really go into this energy of locking in, meaning it's time to really go within and go after or make the changes or shift into the identity that you want to become. And this is going to look like something completely different for everyone. I will give you an example because I love to give examples because I really want to spoon feed all of this to you for a reason. My goal is to always empower you and inspire you and to give you solutions and not to leave you more confused. I really dislike when there are so many spiritual guides, mentors, coaches who leave you more confused than when you first sat down and listened to them. That is never my goal. I have always put the intention, and it's one of the major pillars of my business, that my goal is to inspire you and give you all the tools so that at one point in your journey, you don't need me anymore. That's the goal, right? I don't want any of you to become incredibly dependent on me. Now, if you choose to follow me or listen to me still, it's because of a desire of want, not need. And that's what is healthy and what I'm going for. But let's dive right in. When we have a goal, we often can let other outside distractions pull us from our focus. And so what I like to call ghost mode, or others call hermit mode, fixing the light, is a hugely important part of the journey. It's to remove distractions, including people, habits, and lifestyle choices so that we can truly step into the identity that we want. Because most of us, if not all of us, do not have a discipline issue, they have an identity issue. You do not have boundaries for others, and many of you do not have boundaries or are new to boundaries for yourself. When we decide who we want to become, we have to be very honest with ourselves, right? Because when we figure out who we want to become, we have to be honest with ourselves with who we are now, right? I told myself that I wanted to be a very intentional, healthy, active mother and to always lead by example. I am constantly at the gym with my son, who is a very talented and I would say committed wrestler. He's in high school. He's a sophomore. He's going into his second year of wrestling and second year of high school, obviously. And I remember being at the gym with him recently and his coach really kind of pushing him through a set of drills and telling him to dig deep and you can do this and push through and da-da-da. And I realized to myself, the reason why he trusts his coach is because he sees his coach doing these things every single day. because his coach is always in the gym. His coach is always taking care of his body. His coach is walking the walk. And so his reputation has become his brand. And my son trusts him. And that was something that I hold very close and dear to me. I will always do my best to walk the walk. And I remember the other day I was starting out yoga again, and I said to myself, oh, I really don't want to do this. And then I had to catch myself. And I was like, damn, not me being a hypocrite, not me telling my son that he needs to do this and be accountable and he needs to show up and he needs to work hard. And yet here I am with the first opportunity to make an excuse to not go to yoga. And I'm like, better not go. Mind you, this was at like 8:30 at night. I didn't have a yoga mat. And we are absolutely traumatized because if you know anything about wrestling, one of the few things that you can count on is that your kid's going to get a fungal infection because other kids are gross. And they're on the mats and they're sweating and they're touching each other. So the last thing I was going to do was going to go to yoga without my own yoga mat. And I remember being in the car and I was like, you know what? I'll just go Thursday, which would be skipping 2 days because I don't have a yoga mat. And new identity me was like, girl, no, go now. So I did. I went, I got a yoga mat, I laid out my clothes and made it so impossible for me to fail. I set myself up for success. I did not fall victim to the old identity of me making excuses. See, right now you are in this energy of preparation and you do not have time for distractions. You do not have time for the person who knows you're on a diet, right? And they say, come out to eat with us. And you say, you know what? I really meal prepped. I'm gonna just stay home. But they're like, no, come out. I haven't seen you in a really time. And like, well, don't worry. We can eat healthy together. And as soon as you get there, they're like, you know what? We never go out. We can get buffalo wings, or we can get this, we can get that. Or every time you get together, even though they know you're on a diet, they're like, just have one slice of pie, or just do this, or just that. That is a distraction. That is a saboteur to your genius. That is a saboteur to your progress, to your goals. That's not someone who has your back. That is a distraction. And so that is another reason why Archangel Michael is saying to you, it's time for you to go ghost. It's time for you to go hermit mode and to really go within yourself and create the version of yourself and then embody them. And then embody them. Now, how do we truly embody the new identity? Well, after you figure out who they are, you've got to decide how they move. And then set yourself up for success. Like I knew that the new version of me would not make excuses to not go to yoga. So I had to go get a mat. I had to, set the intention the night before. I had to lay out my clothes so that as soon as I woke up in the morning, there was no opportunity for myself to fail. I mean, there's always opportunity to fail, but I made it really a whole lot easier for me to be successful. And one of those is to truly be honest with yourself about who you can and cannot trust with your goals, who you can and cannot tell about your goals. I personally suggest that you do tell a few people that you know are incredibly supportive because they will keep you honest. But this isn't the time to go on social media or to send out a mass email to everyone about how you want to lose 50 pounds or how you want to start a coaching business or how you want to quit smoking. It's not the time. It's the time for you to make the commitment to yourself. So you show up for yourself. Maybe you want to strengthen your connection with your angels, and you've not been very consistent because you're letting outside influences or other things get in the way. So instead of waking up early in the morning or finding a time in the afternoon for prayer or meditation, every single time you get to do that one friend calls and you answer. And usually it's just to gossip. Usually it's just to catch up. It's really nothing really an emergency or whatever. Don't answer. Don't answer. Don't answer. It's time for you to go ghost. And you will see who your real friends are. Because if they can understand that this is your time for yourself and that you're investing in yourself. They will be patient. They will be understanding. They will know how important this is to you. But remember, the only people that don't want you to have boundaries are the people that were benefiting from you not having boundaries. So you will see who your true friends are in all of this, or who really, really has your best interest at heart. Who is your biggest cheerleader and who really just doesn't care. Not that anybody should have to care about your own personal journey, but we are the company we keep, and we want emotionally safe environments. And I don't think I want to share my space with anybody that doesn't see how hard I'm working and doesn't acknowledge that. What about you? I'm worth that. You're worth that. See, I'm going to say this with all the love in the world. Nice guys do finish last. Why? Because most nice people don't have boundaries. Most nice people constantly give and give and give and put themselves last. You can be a good person, but not a nice person. You can be a kind person, but not a nice person. I'm a good person and I'm a kind person. I'm a compassionate person and I'm an empathetic person. But I will never finish last. And I do prioritize myself because I know the better I am, the better I am in all things. And the more I invest in myself, the better I have energy for everything. See, start to take, I don't know where those words came from or where they went. Start to take stock of what is filling your cup and what is draining your cup. Start to take stock of who is filling your cup and who is draining your cup. And I'm not saying you've got to cut anybody off, but you have to reevaluate where they land on your list of priorities when it comes to what type of energy you put into it. That's the bottom line. Because if they only call you when they need something, you don't have to answer. Because you don't have to give them anything. You don't owe anybody anything except for you. Now, kids, it's different, obviously. But you get what I'm putting down. This is your era. This is the time in your life where it's all about you. Where you are decentering everyone else and you're putting yourself at the center. Where you are removing distractions and you are really buckling in. Ask yourself, what is your goal? What is it that you want? And are you doing it one intentional step towards that goal every day? Let's say your goal is to lose 50 pounds. What are you doing every day to get closer to that? Because we all know it's not going to happen overnight. Are you walking? Are you drinking water? What are you doing every single day to get closer to that? Maybe your goal is to meet the love of your life. Have you even sat down yet and decided who that person is, in the sense of what kind of relationship do you want? Are they compassionate? Are they loving? What kind of standards? When you go out on a date with someone, do you even have an outfit to wear? Is your body where you want it to be? Not that it should stop you, because everybody, you're beautiful and worthy just as you are. But are you even ready to have a relationship? If someone were to call you up and stop by your house right now, somebody you were interested in, would your house be clean? Would it be ready? Are you even ready for this next level? It's okay if you're not. I'm not. And so we're in preparation mode. We're making plans. We're moving. We're shifting. See, when you hear people say we're shifting, you think it's like an overnight thing. When we shift, it's a process. It's a process. And many of us are at the beginning of the shift, maybe in the middle, and some of you are being a leader and you're closer than any of us. See, the shift is intentional. It's strategic. And every single day you get closer and closer and closer to that favorite version of you. But right now, in this journey, you're distracted. You're letting too many outside things pull you in too many directions. So it's time to take back your time, your energy, and your focus. Because that was the biggest message that I heard when I sat down, to regain your focus. Regain your focus and truly be real with what you're trying to achieve. And then walk that walk. What is it that you want? When was the last time you actually sat with yourself and said, I want this? And then make a plan. A plan will literally look like consistent steps that you're taking every single day to get you closer and closer to what you want. The number one thing that most of you have to work on is your self-concept. So your self-concept controls 95% of everything you do. But right now in this spiritual world, all they talk about is your conscious. Your conscious only controls 5%. This is science-based, guys. It is your programming from what you've learned from the time you were born to childhood through young adulthood. You probably have a hard time having boundaries because maybe your mom didn't. That's your subconscious mind. That is the program that is running in your brain. So that you already accept less than because that's all you know. Your mom always compromised her boundaries. She accepted love that wasn't in alignment with who she is, or she constantly tried to be a version of somebody she thought somebody wanted, and she was never authentically herself. So she never attracted the right partner. Because here's the thing, guys, if you are not authentically yourself, you will only attract the version of the person that the version that you're pretending to be. And then you wonder why it doesn't work. One of my favorite stories is this, okay? When I first started talking to my husband and we started getting serious, I sat him down and I was like, I have to just let you know I'm crazy. That's who I am. Because I was never going to pretend to be something I wasn't anymore. Because the more I did that, the more I would attract the person that was only attracted to that version I was pretending to be. And then I was never happy. And then I was never fulfilled. And then the relationship just didn't work because I wasn't even being myself. So I wasn't attracting the right partner. You are not in the place right now because you're in the in-between to allow outside things to dictate anything. When we shift, we are incredibly vulnerable. It's not that we are unsafe, but we might, our old version is still having a hard time letting go, so our new version can take the lead. So we aren't fully trusting ourselves yet. And the only way to trust yourself is to be consistent, to rebuild that trust. Because the old version of you probably did a lot of self-abandoning, and you're moving to a more confident space where you don't abandon yourself. And I'm sorry, but evil eye is very real. So not everything is for everybody. Okay? It does not mean that you are disempowered and that you're not safe. It just means, why fight that fight if you don't have to? Why extend that energy to have to constantly shield and do all those things if you don't have to? Why? Fight smarter, not harder. If you have all of this energy that you're doing because you just can't keep your mouth shut, and you're wondering why the energy around you is struggle bus, and now you're having to do all of this extra work on top of it, why? The message is loud and clear. Archangel Michael is telling you to go ghost, to lock in, to prioritize yourself, and really sit with yourself and figure out exactly what you want to regain your focus. Tomorrow we're going to talk about your self-concept and we're going to dive in. Because that's a huge part of this. Because your self-concept is literally how you perceive yourself. And many of you don't believe that you're even worthy of becoming the new identity. You are. But that comes back to programming. We have to become aware of the issue, which is your self-concept issues. Then we're going to input the tools and finally embody the new version of ourselves. So you're in phase 2 out of 3 phases. Phase 1 is awareness. Phase 2, easy. Implementing the tools. You're learning, you're listening, you're taking information in so that you can get ready for the phase 3, the embodiment. That's it. You got this. I believe in you. You have everything you need right here and everything you need up here and everything behind you because your angels always got your back. I'm Kate the Angel Medium. This is your moment. And I'm so proud of you for making it this far. And you didn't come this far to stop now. And I'll see you tomorrow. As always, check out the description box if you want to work one-on-one with me, or check out my really, really powerful Talk to Your Angels Now course. I also have a course in there for anybody that is surviving and healing from narcissistic abuse. It is a game changer. It will absolutely, it's a game changer. You'll love it. As well as my, hello, there's one in there that is really powerful. No fluff, just miracles. If you're ready, if you're truly ready, get that one, because that will absolutely change your life. They're all change your life, but this is my signature offer right now. And it's all about, you know, connecting with your angels. It's insane. I've had such incredible feedback with all of my courses, but especially that one, how it's completely changed people's lives. I'm very proud of it. Although it was one of the first courses that I make, so I'm a little like insecure about how robotic I came off, but the information is solid. Everything else is solid. And you're going to love it. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.